Planning the Walt Disney World vacation? You've come to the right place. Hi, my name's Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. So I've got a few tips for you for planning your next Walt Disney World vacation to hopefully make it easier for you. If you guys are anything like my parents who are coming with us, hopefully on our next Disney World vacation, they don't realize that Disney World has changed so much since they've went in like 2000, I think was the last time they went. Yeah, 2000. So if you're anything like them, yeah, you don't realize how much Disney World has actually changed. It's changed a lot. They didn't know that 180 days in advance you have to make dining, 90 days in advance is fast passes. They didn't know what fast passes were. Anyway, we'll get to all that. So first step, I would pick a few days. A few dates. Not just days. Like dates. Like, do you want to go in summer? Do you want to go in the fall? Do you want to go in the winter? Pick some dates and price them out at like the beginning of the year. That's what I usually do. I don't like going in the winter because it's hot. Plain simple. September is nice because it's usually cheap. Usually. And then December, all the Christmas decorations are up, which is really pretty. And then we went in October for my birthday because it was my birthday. So, and this year we're going in December for Christmas. So that's how we usually plan it. This year we were trying to figure out if we were going to go in September or December, and we actually did have vacations planned in both months at one point, but then we dropped off the September vacation and are just going in December. But that's how I would do it, and I would kind of plan it out for those like that at the beginning. If you really want like a specific vacation package, like free dining or a room only discount, I would look at previous dates and see when they were and try and book it around then. But that's not even a guarantee. You have to be flexible, because we really thought that we were going to get free dining dates in December, and we're not. And we're the first week of December. So you just don't know. Most of September is free dining. This October's not at all. And some of August is, I think, this year. I don't know. I kind of blocked free dining out of my mind this year because I was mad that we weren't getting it. Oh well. So that's the first thing you need to do. And then pick what hotel you want to stay at, which is easier said than done because Disney has so many hotels. Whether you want to stay on property or off property, that's another decision you're going to have to make. I have stayed on property, I think, almost every time. Here's why. I like the convenience of it, and yes, that Disney bubble is very nice, but even if I didn't want to take the buses that they provide, I could drive my car back and forth to the park and have free parking. So if I was to stay at, say, like a Best Western off-site, yes, it would probably be, I don't know, $50 cheaper a night or something like that. But by the time I paid for parking every day, plus the taxes and fees that that resort had for their nightly fees that are usually tacked on to the end of your stay, you're going to probably even out. So why not have the convenience of the buses and all that kind of stuff? Now, if you're a huge family and you want like free breakfast every morning, some off-sites do have free shuttles. You just need to watch the times because some of them stop running by like 9 o'clock and the parks won't close till midnight. So you'll have to take a shuttle or a taxi or an Uber or something like that. So you'll need to watch that. And we learned that when we went to Universal for our honeymoon. Look into a Best Western or something like that off-site. It may be cheaper for you. So price that kind of stuff out. As we were pricing it out, we figured out that the first week of December was cheaper for us. Staying at Pop Century was cheaper, and we ended up in the preferred room because it was only like $6 more expensive. And I don't actually know what a preferred room entails, but whatever. So that's the room that we got. We are currently waiting to see what November and December discounts come out on room only, because sometimes that can get those rooms even cheaper, and it's like 20 to 30% off for the room for the week, which is really, really nice. Then the next decision that you're going to need to make is if you're flying or driving. We are actually driving this year because we live in the middle of the country. So it's about an 18-hour drive for us to get to Orlando, but it's about $200 to drive there and back in gas. Now, if we factor in the hotel room, it'll be about like $400, which still is a lot cheaper than two of us to fly down there for $600 on Southwest. Yes, I may kill my husband, but live and let learn. I made the decision. I'm gonna have to live with it. And if my parents drive with us, we can split the cost of driving, which is a lot cheaper. So that's nice. Now, another decision you're gonna have to make is how many days you're going. There are 4 parks: Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios right now is kind of a half-day park. People are going to argue against that because of Fantasmic and the fireworks. Go at night. Go to Disney Springs in the morning. Boom. So 3.5 days. Now, the other decision you're going to have to make is, are you going to go to Universal Studios? Right now, they just opened Volcano Bay, which is pretty cool. And then they have the other 2 parks. So are you going to want to do that? That's going to be another $300 to $500, depending on how many of those parks you're going to want to go to and how many days. We weren't going to go, but my parents want to go because this is probably the last time they're going to go to Florida or the theme park area in Florida. So we may go, but we probably won't go to Volcano Bay because it's December, and even in Florida, water parks, December, I'm okay. So we're probably going to do that and get a park hopper, which is probably going to be about $300, I think, for 2 of us, I think. So that, it sounds awful, but it's not that bad. It's a 2 park, 1 day park hopper. But you're just going to have to figure it out. So if you figure that, and then okay, so if you figure in 2 days for most people for Universal Studios, maybe 3, and then 3.5 days for Disney World, that's like a 5-day trip. But if you're going in October or December especially, they have those hard ticket parties, which is either Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party or Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party, which we are going to the Christmas party this year, which normally I would recommend not going to a park that morning and then just going to the party, because you're paying for the party and you can get in usually around 4, which is nice, which is like extra time, and then you can hang out and then maybe make a dining reservation. But this year, since our trip is kind of condensed, we're going to Magic Kingdom. I like 2 days of Magic Kingdom so that we can hit all the rides that we like and all that kind of stuff. So once you've kind of got the logistics down of how long you're going and where you're going and which parks you're going to, you need to figure out, this is going to make me sound like a huge overplanner, and I kind of am, but you need to figure out what days you're going to what park. Now you're probably thinking, why do you need to do that? Why do you need to do that so far in advance? Because 6 months in advance, you need to figure out what you're going to be eating and where, if it's a sit-down restaurant, which seems nuts. Like, oh, am I going to feel like having Indian food in 6 months? Am I going to feel like eating in a castle in 6 months? Like, it better be, because you made that dining reservation. So you have to make these reservations so far in advance, because that's how crazy Disney World's gotten. So you have to do that. This year we're eating at the Skipper Canteen, Tiffin's. I didn't make very many advanced reservations, I don't think, this year. Oh, I did get a candlelight procession advanced dining reservation. I have 2 of them actually, because I don't know for sure if my parents are going with us. So I have 1 for 2 and 1 for 4, because those you cannot change and add 2 more people. Most of the other ones I can. That one I cannot. So I have 2 reservations. But, yeah, I know, it's nuts. The candlelight procession, that's really the best way to see it, which, if you don't know what that is, it's like this huge candlelight procession with a big choir and a celebrity narrator that reads like the Christmas story from the Bible, like 3 times a night in Epcot. And it's really popular, and the best way to see it is with a dining reservation, because it fills up so quickly, and especially depending on the narrator. Like Neil Patrick Harris is really popular. This year, Pat Sajak is doing it, and Trace Atkins. The dates we're going, no one's announced yet, so I don't know who's going to be ours. I'm really kind of sad we're not seeing Trace Atkins, because he's huge and super intimidating, so I would really like to see him reading that story. So, yeah. So our dining reservation window has opened and everything's gone. We also have a reservation at Be Our Guest for breakfast one morning, which I can't add 2 people to. I've tried. So I may have to call and see if I can, if my parents decide to go with us. So the next step, yeah. Come here. Okay. I know. Yeah. The next step is 90 days before we leave will be fast passes. Which some of you may be thinking, what are fast passes? Fast passes are the thing that you, with your magic band, go boop and lets you skip the ride while everyone else is glaring at you. A lot of popular rides fill up that morning. So Frozen Ever After, the new Avatar rides, those fast passes are gonna book the day the window opens. So you need to be waking up at whatever time, 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. Eastern time is your time. So it sucks, but you gotta do it. That's why when you're making those diner reservations, you gotta figure out what park you're going to on that morning. Because you need to figure out, okay, I'm going to Magic Kingdom on this Wednesday, right? So I'm going to Magic Kingdom Wednesday. I am eating at Be Our Guest for dinner. And then I am riding Peter Pan. I am riding Space Mountain. And I am riding Mine Train via Fast Pass at 9, 10, and 11. Okay? So if you do that, by noon, you are able to book another Fast Pass, which I would highly recommend you book them early, because you can get another Fast Pass by noon, do it, and then get another Fast Pass, which is how we booked Winnie the Pooh and Dumbo with more Fast Passes. Fast Passes in Magic Kingdom that I would book are Peter Pan. If you're into Space Mountain, Splash Mountain sometimes can get a long line, the Mine Train, those kind of things. Sometimes the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or Big Thunder Mountain, those 2. I like to rope drop Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I like rope dropping stuff because it's fun. It's like an adrenaline rush, but it's up to you. And honestly, I wouldn't rope drop Peter Pan or Fast Pass it because I like the Disneyland version better, but that's just me. So that's what you're gonna have to decide. Another planning tip that I have is don't go to Magic Kingdom on Monday, Epcot on Tuesday, Hollywood Studios on Wednesday, and Animal Kingdom on Thursday. Those are the busiest days for those parks. Look on like Undercover Tourist or something like that to figure out which park is busiest on which days. They have crowd calendars more than 6 months in advance. The closer you get to your dining reservation window, the better and more accurate those are going to get. So you can kind of figure out where you're going to need to be and when and where you're going to need to book. Those are going to be your biggest helpful tools that you can figure out, and you're going to have park hours and all that kind of stuff the closer to the 6-month window. So you know, okay, I want to be at the park that is open the latest on that day. So if there's a party at Magic Kingdom on a Tuesday and you don't want to go to the party, don't be in Magic Kingdom because you're going to get kicked out at 7. Don't go on a Monday. Wednesdays are good. Saturdays are, I don't know, I've never been on a Saturday, but just look and research and do it. And go into the park with at least a loose plan so you're not disappointed. If you go in with no plan, you're going to be disappointed because you're going to ride like 4 rides. And you're going to go, oh my gosh, I paid all this money and I rode 4 rides. What happened? So research and listen to people who say that because they didn't do their research and they didn't listen to the people who said, no, you need to book dining in advance and the fast passes and all that stuff because they didn't take them seriously. And guess what? You do. You need to take them seriously. If you have any questions or dining or planning questions, leave a comment below and I'll see if I can answer it. If not, I'll try and find the answer somewhere and get back to you. If you have any planning tips, leave them below as well. And we can try and start a huge planning thread for people to get tips. So if I helped you at all, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.